What is going on, guys? Adam Scott here from Adam Scott Fit. Welcome back to yet another video. Today we're going to do an upper body mobility follow along routine. So let's get straight into it. So it's pretty easy to get a stiff upper body, and it can interfere a lot when you're pressing or when you're doing any upper body moves, period. So it's a good thing to loosen it up before you get started with any routine, that is. Even from home, even if you think it's a lighter routine, mobility is super important. Mobility can be the difference between getting that full muscle contraction or getting half that muscle contraction. Anyway, first up, wall slides. Wall slides, you want to put your heels against the wall. Preferably you've got a wall. You don't have to put your heels against the wall. Some people put their feet forward, they find it more comfortable. But your butt, your shoulders, your elbows and your hands need to make contact with the wall point. Those are the 4 points of contact. When people say 4 points of contact, that's this. What you're going to do is slide the arms up, keeping those points of contact, and then you're going to come down. I've got seriously tight shoulders. I'm going to go for 15 reps here. Just pushing up as high as you can, trying to go a tiny bit higher each time. It should start feeling a lot looser now. We're on 10 reps, going for 15, remember? Just pushing a tiny bit higher each time. Making sure at all times you're keeping the 4 points of contact with the wall. Remember, hands, elbows, glutes, and shoulders. Okay, so that's the first one done. On to my second favorite, which, wall circles. So you still need a wall for this. So you're gonna start with a supinated grip against the wall. You're gonna come as close to the wall as possible. The further back you go away from the wall, the easier you make it, but I'm gonna start with going quite close to the wall. So you start with a supinated grip, your hands facing like away from the wall. And then what happens is as you go around, you pronate your hands all the way around, and then go back. When you come back here, you go back to supinated all the way till you get to the top. So you basically get halfway, then you're pronated, and again, all the way round. And you can do 15 of these as well. 15 each side. Make sure you're doing on both sides. This is gonna help loosen up pec minor, also that shoulder blade. Fully. I'm on about 6, forgive me if I'm going wrong, but do, I'd say between 10 and 15. You start to feel a big pull on pec minor, especially if you've got tight pecs. Nice controlled pace throughout the whole movement. Just keep going all the way till we get 15. If you've got seriously tight shoulders like me and tight pecs, you're gonna feel a start to raise your heart rate a bit. It becomes like a bit of a workout. But don't worry, it's not gonna tax you when it comes to doing the actual routine. You're still gonna have enough muscle power to get through the routine. And last one, I think that's 15. All the way around. This shoulder will be feeling hell of a loose after this, and you do the same with the other side. I'm not gonna do this for demonstration purposes, even though this is a follow along, because I don't wanna bore you. But you'll do the other side, you can pause this right now, do the other side, then continue the routine. Let's get on with it. Next up, we have a stick, and this is for shoulder dislocates. So all we're doing here is, we're gonna come, the wider we hold it, the easier it's gonna be. I've got pretty tight shoulders, but I've done this a few times. I've done this a few times today as well, so I'm going a tiny bit closer. All that's gonna happen, or maybe I'm not, I'm getting a bit stiff. So you're gonna go nice and wide, all the way around. Keep that core tensed, so you're not arching the lower back excessively. Going all the way around, I'm gonna show you from a different angle, and forward. Remember, the wider the easier. If you find a stick too tough, you can start with a band, which automatically expands, and you can take it even wider than this. I'm on 5. Again, I'm gonna go to 15, nice and controlled reps. Some on 12, 3 more. Start to loosen up a lot, especially pec minor, where the pec meets the shoulder. And 2, last one. Okay, perfect. That's 3 in the bag, 3 extremely good ones. We're gonna end with 2 more. The last one, consider it more of an activation exercise because it is, the more get the scapulars involved in pushing movements, but onto the last mobility one. So if you've got a mat, I suggest using a mat. If you don't, a pillow on your knees is just fine. You want your knees underneath your hips, and then you want your hands underneath the shoulders. You want to keep your core nice and tight. All that's gonna happen is, I'm gonna thread that arm through, and twist up. And again, we're gonna do 15. Just twisting up. Obviously, we're gonna do 15 each side. Twisting these thoracic twists are really gonna open up your upper thoracic spine and prevent injury. Really good prehab work, really good at opening up the chest as well, enable you to increase that range of motion for stuff like push-ups, any pressing really. You'll feel the shoulders start to loosen up as well. 15 of these. Okay, that's 15. See, I'm starting to build up quite a bit of a sweat here. First of all, this room's baking. Secondly, it's pretty strenuous. This mobility stuff, I'm pretty tight in my upper back. I always get tight, especially if you sit down a lot. If you sit down a lot, you're gonna get tight in upper back, you need to tighten your neck area, and you're gonna feel it. The last thing you want is an injury. And you know what? Because I had a tight upper back and I went to a wrestling class, that's how my injury actually came about. That's how my C6, C7 nerve impingement came about. I had a seriously tight thoracic spine, and I never did these mobility routines before. I never did any mobility work, so I advise you, honestly, the one thing you've got to do is fit that 10 minutes mobility in, 5 to 10 minutes mobility in before your session. If you're doing upper lower session, this is why I designed this. The last one's more of an activation, but I'd say it's mobility as well. We're gonna activate the scapula, but we're also mobilizing at the same time. So when we come down, all we're gonna do, we're gonna be in a plank position, squeeze those abs, squeeze those glutes. We're gonna retract the scapulas, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and push up, all the way up into protraction. Squeeze, keep a nice tight posture, and up. That's 2, we're gonna go all the way to 15. Keeping those arms straight, keeping that core nice and tight. Good. You're going to feel that all in the scapula, the serratus anterior, the subscapularis, or the back of the shoulder right there. That's seriously protective. That was actually part of my rehab piece when I impinged C6 and C7 and really messed up. Remember, I couldn't do 1 push-up normally. So implement this before any upper body routine and you should be safe. I'm gonna do a full body follow along. It's gonna be quite long, but I've got a full body routine. You can click above to watch that. It's not quite follow along, but some great exercises I use to mobilize my whole body most days, to be honest. You don't have to be working out to do mobility. You can do mobility every single day, no excuse. If you're tight, you wanna mobilize. If you wanna get flexible, you can hold some static stretches. This is gonna help you increase your range of motion when it comes to doing exercise and prepare you for the actual exercise ahead. Anyway, if you want to go and check out my Instagram, I've got some different content on my Instagram I post, so check it out, Adam Scott Fit. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, click that subscribe button, click that bell notification, and comment below with any questions you may have, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Until the next video, keep pushing those limits.